Greetings! I have had so much trouble with this video. Am I right, Beanie? Yes, am I right? So much trouble. Too much trouble. Too much trouble. First time recording it. The noise of me putting down the swords was so loud that you couldn't hear my speaking. Then I had troubles with the microphone. Then I made an editing mistake that I couldn't reverse anymore, and I ruined the audio again. And then I refilmed it, and as I'm editing, my computer decides to go berserk and it deletes the footage. I cannot even, so I decided, instead of going all berserk and filming it again, I would take the old footage with the slightly broken audio and try to repair it. So here you go, enjoy my cursed sword collection video. And I hope you enjoy it, because, well, I don't think I'm going to film it yet again for the third time. So enjoy! Greetings and welcome to my sword collection. I'm already wearing the right t-shirt for this. Templar Pride all the way. Yeah, I think without further ado, I will start and I will show you hopefully all of the swords that I have. Let's get started with it. The first thing that I want to show you is actually the sword, but the dagger. It is the first ever thing that I got. It's really nice. I got it from my dad because, and I think I was 14 or 13 maybe, and we were at this medieval market, and I was pestering him so long until he got me a dagger. I wanted a sword. I wasn't allowed a sword, but I was allowed this tiny dagger, and it holds a very special place in my heart still. Then, the next thing that I bought was actually this one. This one. I call it my elf sword because it has really nice detailing on the blade. It's so pretty, and it kind of reminds me of the sword of the cover of one of my favorite elf novel. Let me show you. There. It's kind of similar, I think. And yeah, needless to say, I had to have it. It was very cheap, and I bought it right before I went to cinema with my school. And I had to sneak it into the cinema. It was winter, and I would wrap it into my coat so that neither my teachers nor the cinema staff would be seeing this. And eventually my headmistress found out that I had bought and brought a sword. But she was cool with it. She wasn't being nasty about it or anything. She actually wasn't surprised at all, because she would be calling me her little elf all the time anyway. So yeah, it didn't come as much of a surprise. Next one is another good find. You can see that the hilt is a bit wonky because, I don't know, I have to repair it, but I keep procrastinating. It was a very pretty one. I think this looks very Templar-like, and the blade is just it's also really pretty. I really like it. This is my, yeah, you can see sword. Look how big it is. I like that. I still yet have to get myself a claymore or a great sword, but that is still in the planning. I don't have that much more space, sadly. Now, onwards to my favorite weapon that I have mentioned. It is also the most boring one. It's my trusty fencing weapon. Then I have
Then I have a set of swords that was given to me by my lovely sister. First of all, we have this one because she knows how much I love Japanese swords, and I had to have one in my collection also because I might be intending to cosplay some characters that require these kinds of swords. I'm also using this for my second age elf gondola because it's curved and I can easily Photoshop a different hilt in, and I love it. This is also one of the swords I can do a little bit of like nice like sword swinging with because it's very. And it came with that actually, like so yeah, these were the ones. It was such a nice gift, and every time when I'm traveling back home from Germany or the Netherlands on the train, they always have swords on me on the train, and it's always so weird to explain this. Like at border control, we don't really have border control in Europe, but there is still some kind of control because, well, people sometimes try to smuggle illegal things from the Netherlands to other countries, or from Germany to other countries maybe, I don't know, and they always look for criminals, and every time when I have swords in my luggage, well, I'm being interrogated and I have to explain what happened. But I am entitled by the law to have them. So, next up is also one of my favorites. It is my Chinese sword. I'll show you. I got it from China. Very fitting when I went there. Yeah, I just fell in love, and I had to. Well, I made sure with my embassy that I was entitled to bring this back home to Europe. I was, but I had to still end up kind of transporting it in my luggage, and it was very complicated because the flight company at first they said that it would be okay to have an extra piece of luggage and it would only be costing like 20 euros or so. And then after I had bought the sword, they kind of changed their minds, and suddenly they wanted to charge me 170 euros for bringing an extra piece of luggage, and I very upset, and I might have cried a little bit because I don't know, I didn't want to leave it behind, and I ended up stuffing it into my suitcase, and it kept poking out a little bit, which is also why it has a bit. I'm not sure if you can see. Well, it's a bit wonky over here, but yeah, I wrapped it up very nicely, and it survived. And when I went home, I was very happy. I wouldn't let go of the sword for days. Yeah. Next up is my beloved Glumdling. It's one of my favorite movie weapons in the world, and I love this kind of blade. I'm not sure how to call it in English, but it's really beautiful. The original plan with this one, I bought it at a convention, by the way. The original plan was for me to kind of change the blue to green because I want like all of this, like make a new wrapping and also like coat this in green leather because I wanted to use this for my elf warrior instead of the Japanese sword. But I kind of now figured out that it is the perfect colors, just as it is for my paladin costume. So I might be leaving it as it is and just use it for shootings. And I think that no, how could I forget about this one? It's the gem of my collection. I've been wanting this ever since I was a very tiny girl. Look at this beauty. Well, recognize this sword. That one's from the Lord of the Rings prologue. It's the High Elven Warrior sword. It is by far my favorite movie sword out there, and I got it at HobbyCon. Well, at one of these two conventions, and it involved a whole lot of haggling, a whole lot of discussing, a whole lot of, well, tearing up because I wanted it so bad, and they gave me a really good price for it because it was a second choice sword. I don't know why though, because it's perfect. So yes. Oh, one more thing. it's a bit weird to include this, but that is my my practice sword, you could say. Just a stick, not a special stick, with a wrapping so that I know where the hilt ends. I can feel where it ends. So that's what I practice with. And now we have all the swords covered. I hope you enjoyed this tiny video. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.